Hi, good afternoon. This is Meredith Lego, and I'm doing a series of videos on Ascension science. A lot of the content that I'm bringing forward, I've been able to channel from a being called Ascended Master Hilarion, who's basically ascended the need to go through incarnational patterns that we all experience, and in fact, we all really should be sort of out of that experience. And he's trying to pass on knowledge to me that I'm passing on to you so that we can essentially break from that cycle. I connect with him mostly during meditation when I'm sort of in the brainwave frequency. And when I do it, I'm going through a Q&A process, so I'm very much lucid in the process and I'm very aware of what's going on. It's just a little bit more groggy when I'm doing it because I'm more of in a meditated state. So in this particular session, I asked Hilarion more about the concept of the Halls of Amenti. I had read about them and it wasn't very clear what they were, and I just wanted to know more about it and how the concept of the Halls of Amenti had to do with the whole ascension process. Oftentimes when I'd heard about them, they were referenced more in terms of possible locations within Egypt or possibly within the pyramids themselves. So the way that he describes them, and I also wanted to bring this up because the last few videos that I've done have been on the concept of stargates and portals, and there is a connection between those and the Halls of Amenti. So I'll kind of, that's really why I'm doing it now. So his answer is the hall is a zone of vibrational path that flows the consciousness and energy of a being from one major dimensional path to another. That sounds like, very much like a portal or a gate that we talked through in the last video. The hall is a rapid vibrational ascension process that can be achieved for any who are ready and do the work. The hall is shaped like a triangle pyramid, for that shape facilitates the energetic torsion effect needed to propel consciousness to a higher permanent dimension. DNA compounds and mutated, I think I wrote that down. It's DNA compounds and mutates during that time leading up to the hall entrance, and out the other end emerges a fully formed light body. It is the end of incarnational path, the end of the holographic simulation time matrix. So I asked him then, what is required to pass through the Halls of Amenti? His answer is a pure heart and a quickened speed of vibrational rate in the soul. One must have integrated all aspects of light and dark, transmuted all discordant energies, and be free of traumas and anguish. At this point, the being is in neutrality in orientation. So that's really all he provided on this particular topic of Amenti. So if you've not heard about it and are kind of curious and want to do your own research, Amenti is spelled Amenti, so Halls of Amenti. So essentially, what I walked away after he discussed this is that there are basically portals or passageways. I'm not sure how many there are. I don't know if it's in one location or multiple locations, but essentially they're passageways yet again, for how consciousness essentially starts to ascend to different vibrational frequencies or different sort of dimensions and densities that can go along with that. So as you're clearing out your energy fields, your energy bodies, your physical body, your energy body is simply giving off a higher vibrational frequency, which is a higher sound octave. And essentially that puts you into sort of a higher harmonic octave, and possibly puts you into different timelines as well. Who knows? But I think the key thing is that when you're at the point where your consciousness sort of is able to pass through these portals, possibly because you won't sort of implode when you're doing it. So in other words, you're able to withstand the frequencies of these particular portals. you essentially are ending your experience in the holographic simulation time matrix, which is key. What I don't know and I haven't asked is if Ascended Master Hilarion has essentially passed through these. Who knows? I'm maybe assuming yes, but that's essentially what he offered. I encourage you to do your own research. You know, if this doesn't resonate with you, obviously it's one perspective. There are many perspectives, and there's many others who experienced or learned about these. One in particular, if you're interested in learning more, is a teacher by the name of Ascension Dean. And she primarily taught a lot, I think in the 1990s, I want to say, or possibly earlier than that. And she went into a lot of detail about what the Halls of Amenti are. And I actually read about it after I channeled this particular piece. So I thought it was highly interesting that there was a strong correlation between what I had channeled or downloaded versus what she described as well. And I've also, like I said, you know, when I learn, I try and get many perspectives to try and connect the dots. Have gotten other perspectives that also match up here, which is good. So again, hope this kind of adds to your understanding about another kind of mechanic of the ascension process. So, you know, it's not just that you're sort of going through these stages of ascension, but as you're doing it, your consciousness might actually be traveling through different portals to get to different sort of vibrational dimensions and density structures, and your consciousness is literally sort of implanting from one location in time and space to another location in time and space in a different timeline. So I hope that helps you. And if you haven't watched all of the videos, I encourage you to go back to the very beginning, because this is very much like a school process. And that's how I've, been going through the experience. You kind of get lessons and they build upon each other, and that's how Hilarion has given them to me. But certainly the last few videos that have talked about the stages of ascension and the actual sort of portals and gates, because they do in some way seem to go hand in hand. So with that, I'm signing off, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.